Welcome back to another video on Dyson Sphere Program. I'm Omniderf, and if you're new here, don't forget to subscribe. So, I've done a bit of work off camera. I don't know how long it's been, but it's been quite a bit. On this planet, let's set this up so we can get some recharging going while we're looking around here. I didn't do it all, obviously. But I have done a good amount of setting up all the ores into interstellar logic system, into the big one, right? The one that we're I'm hopefully going to go around every planet and set up this thing. This island still, or island, yeah, all right, island, planet. This thing still needs some work. It's not done, right? As you can see, it still has these things going, but look at this thing. 795 left. Alright, that thing is slow. It's almost out. Once it's out, it's gone. I can dismantle all of this. Let's see, the copper's set up. That one's all set up. I'll have to really refine a lot of this stuff. I mean, I don't know if I should export that. I have a good amount of ore to still set up itself, but for the most part, you know, I got a lot of things going on. I ran out of things over here, so I just stopped. I don't know how I'm going to hook this one up somehow. It's so cluttered over here. Maybe I'll dismantle this thing, this array, and yeah, I don't know. I don't know. We'll figure it out. I got this one right here to do too. So there's still work to be done here. It's just I've started. All right, I've started it all, and the reason being is let's head over to our number 2 planet. Where are you? Number 2. Right, we'll head over here to this guy where I have officially set up the smelting array, or I'm going to just call it the interstellar smelting array. Yeah, we'll go with that. It's officially set up. There's one thing that's not set up yet. All right, and it's only because it takes more than 2 items. There'll be a little bit more work to that. So this planet, that was going great. All right, let's see. We got to go around somewhere. Where is it? We'll see it. It'll pop up. Here we go. All right. So I have set up quite a bit of stuff, man. Let's set this thing up so we can get a little bit of juice. Okay. Pop this thing out. Look at that thing. That looks awesome. All right. So as you know, we set up the iron and the copper. And then over here, I set up the silicon so it can make the ingots. And then titanium so it can make ingots. Over here, we set up the brick, stone brick. That's it. Yep. And then the electrical, or what is it called again? Yeah. Energetic graphite. Oops. Oh, anyway, we're all done. We're healed. Right. Over here, we set up our magnets. And right there, we set up our steel. So those things are all pumping. On the opposite ends of some, we got the crystal, right? What is it called? Crystal silicon. And then over here, we have set up the glass and the diamonds. Right? So they're all being pumped into here. It's going for local demand and remote demand to get in the stone. Same with that. Same with all the ores themselves. Alright. Now I don't know if this is enough because I don't have any actual facility set up. And that's what we got to start working on. Now the reason is, let's see, I hope I picked the right one. Yeah, I did. Alright, so check it out. It's dead. It is dead. We got no more solar sails. Alright, that's the problem here. We got none. Right? I blasted them all out. There was a huge amount in here. I had up to 7,000. Right? At one point, there was 7,000 solar sails in this system. As you see, I did a little bit more. And, well, I'm producing about 900. That's what this comes down to. I'm not producing enough to keep this thing going. And I can't produce enough because I'm lacking the items, which is where this whole system comes into play. This is what I need to do. I need to to set up a better system that is creating all of these items here for me and doing it in a much faster and better way. Now, I don't really want to, like, so I don't want to impose on this area right here, because those ones I can expand out and keep it, because that's what I want to do. If I need to do more, such as over here, copper ingots and iron ingots, I might just make another setup for both right here so that it's smelting even more. Over here, I don't know what I'll do, but I'll do some type of smelting setup, and same with that one if needed. So I want to be very mindful of where I put things. I don't want it to go past this point, even down here. Right. Let's see, we'll raise all this up. Oh, no, 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 no. Trying to keep this thing all nice and planet looking. Alright, I'm not throwing down the foundations themselves. Alright, but so what we got to start setting up, we got to start using some assemblies. We got to start making some like magnetic coils, right? And then start going down this whole rabbit hole, because this is what we're missing. We're missing this stuff. You know, this is where I got to get going on things. How I want to do it, I'm not even sure how I want this to go, right? But it's going to take, see, I don't know if I want to do the math out and try to make this thing as most efficient as possible, like I did over here. However, I will state I kind of screwed up right here, right? But I just kept it going because it looked nice. So, silicon, right? It takes 2 to make 1, and it takes 2 seconds to do so, right? Where opposed to this works because it is 1 second and it's 1 for 1. So the 15, I don't even come close to filling them. The only reason why they're full right now is because this thing is backed up. They wouldn't be full. I think only like the first 5 or so worked or something like that. But either way, immediately upon this thing, oh man, I just collected the 100. Alright, so immediately it takes double. So my 15's cut in half. And then it takes 2 seconds, so it's cut in half again. So we're looking at what? Let's see, 14, 17, we'll say, or 7, I mean. We'll just go with even numbers for myself instead of decimals, right? So we go 7, and we're going to cut that in half again. So it's probably about 3 to 6. Yeah, about 3. About 5, that's what I was thinking too. About 5 of them were only ones that were working, yeah. So probably about 5 is working, right? That's it. That's all this thing's filling up. So all these are a waste. But it looks nicer to have it there, so I just left it. No big deal, I guess. But I don't know if I want to set it up like that, right? If I want to set up these guys so that they're pumping them out efficiently, or just something that looks rather nice. But if we're going to go that route, let's see, it takes 2 seconds, so the 30 is cut in half to 15. Or actually, no, we could do the 30 because it's going to take 2 seconds to craft, I think is the case. It's the iron ingots that wouldn't make it all the way across because it needs 2 of them. Right, so if we did 1 for 1 and we did 30, we could get the magnets and the... Oh, let's go right to magnets because that's where we're going to start. So this thing's taking the magnets and the copper to make the magnetic coil. Now it's going to take 1 second to produce 2, but it is a 1 to 2 ratio for a magnet, or for the magnetic coil there, and a 2 to 2 ratio for a 2 second. I'm not too sure how I want to handle it, man. Not to mention it's more bulky, right? It's definitely more bulky, but that's what we got to work on, right? So I don't know how this whole setup's going to really be playing out and working for me. But I gotta make a line. This line will say coming out, and this one going in. Alright, we'll just bump this guy back 1. Let's see. I'm not even sure how many this thing's going to take. We're going to be making those, so we might as well just do that. Right, so let's see, we have 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm going to count these all the way up to 15. That is long. So let's give it a trial. And I'm going to finish this one row, and much like how we did the other one, we're going to give it a shot. Oh crap, it's got to be 3 wide because it takes 2 in and 1 out. I'm screwing this up already. I'm going to redo this. We're going to set up 1 row, and we're going to see what happens. Well, that didn't work. I wasn't thinking about it. I can't do it like this. That setup only works for 2. I got to come up with a new method on how I want to take these out. I'm going to have to make a line going down the other side now, because I can't export this into the middle unless I could, I mean, I could bump this over just 1 more, right? And then make a line going over and over in between so that this jumps across both of them into this one. I could do that. Man. Alright. Here we go again. Alright. So here goes the true test, and I can move it over. I figured I'm going to keep it right on this, I forgot what they're called, meridian, I believe? One of the main lines of the planet. I forget. I don't know my terminology very well. But let's go ahead and let's start this. Ready? We'll let everything run off. It's all going to grab a bunch. It's going to maybe screw me. I hope it works. I hope all of this just starts to fill in. And if it does, I can go ahead and set this up 2 more times at least. Right? Because I'm allowed 3 exits. I don't think it's going to clog itself on the return. But we'll see. Here we go. It's going. Is it going to make it all the way, though? Well, one of them does. Oh, I think we will. We're going to make it all the way. Not only are we going to make it all the way, but it looks like we could even make this even longer than what it is. However, I don't have this part set up, so it's not storing anything. Okay. So now my choice is, do I... Oh, that's a problem. Okay, so that could be an issue there. It sure looks like I don't need a whole lot. Let's see if that line ever goes away now. It looks like it's trying to gap, but it's not doing very good. So I can easily make this thing longer, that's for sure. I think we might. Well, then again, the belt is pretty full. Okay, so we do have a couple gaps happening. Alright, alright, alright. That's good, that's good news. So yeah, I could make this thing a little bit longer, right? I could easily set this thing up for a couple more. The question is, do I want to... Maybe we're not going to expand this right away? How's that? That might be the catch. Maybe we don't expand... Come on, saving thing. We don't expand this too far. Do you know what I mean? So we're not going to go ahead and set this thing up multiple times right now. We will do it as needed. Alright, let's see. How do I have this thing set up? We went this guy in. This one in, that one over, that one over. Yeah, like that. That's the setup. Not too bad, it works. So I'm not going to complain just yet. Man, I'm going to get really close. You know, that's another thing I'm going to do. Is I am assuming that there is some type of mod for this. There's got to be. There's got to be a mod for copy and pasting, okay? Because these are a pain. Man, I got a hand cramp dealing with this stuff earlier. It was so bad, too. Alright. And that should then take care of it all. Everybody's got power. This whole thing's running. This thing's going up. Alright, we easily have the supply to match what's being pumped in. Now, and then I could even expand this over and do another row and another row. Yeah, I could. Do I need to is the question. Alright, so definitely the belt can handle the load. It's going in. I think what we'll do, right, is just to get things up and running, because we're lacking really bad here. You know, I would love to advance, but I can't advance without more pieces. So I think instead of just building massive module systems like I've been doing, like this, right, we're only going to build it as we need it instead. So this being an as we need situation. So as this thing is pumping in, if I'm using more than I can make, I'll set up another row. I don't see a point in setting it up until we... Man, but then I just kind of rather just do it. Go for it. Screw it. I think that's what we're going to do. We're just going to do it. Because then I'll at least know how much space I've taken up. I hope this thing fits this way too. It might not. I tried to leave myself a little bit of buffer room, but it might not. I'm going to set this thing up entirely then, and we're going to take it from there. Alright, there we go. So there's only 2 more ports on this one that I could use. That's kind of unfortunate. I like having it so I could set up multiple ones, but in this case I guess we probably can't do that. But, alright, so I'd say I'm definitely have the ability to produce a ton of magnets. However, I gotta say, when I was building it, it looked like half of these weren't even working. So I think I overdid it. I think it's overbuilt, and it might not work fully. But there's only one way to find out, and that's by actually using all of these. And as I use them, then I'll know how bad this thing was. So what uses them besides these motors? Alright, so it's the motors. Motors it is, man. Alright. But we gotta make up gears still, too. So the gears... Man, how do I want to set this thing up in a way that I'm not completely screwing myself either? Like, the gears themselves, I guess we'd have to set up a gear system on this side. You know, we'll come over. We'll set it up so the gears are being crafted right over here, and I'll do something very... Let's see, here's the catch now. This is 1 for 1, so 15 is really the limit there. I can't go past that. I can give it a shot. I can build what I have right there, but I don't think that's going to work. I think it's going to be overkill. I'm pretty certain the conveyor belt can't keep up past it. The only thing it'll be good for is this small amount of backlog, in this case 20, but I don't know what the other one will hold. Man, it's a real difficult situation. I think I'm just going to keep this scale going, even though I'm pretty certain it's a waste. Alright, I don't think that's good enough. I mean, I think it's too much. It's overkill. So what I'm going to do is just count out the squares and set up this thing right here for the gears, because that's our next step. What do we have? Oh, we have 1, 2, 3, 4 squares in. And that's how we're going to set this guy up. So we have 1, 2, 3, and 4. Right? Then it looked like I might have just gone like a square or so over. So we have the one that it's on, 1 square over, and then that's where the first one got laid. Alright. Something like this. There we go. And this will be the start of our gears. Oh man. Alright. I'm going to do it again. We're going to get gears going. And I can't make this video too long because the last one I did, the last video I put out, is taking a total of 6 hours to render. Because of how long it is and the graphics of this game and my crappy computer that I'm trying to build a new one. But I've been in hold. I've been on back order and in line in queue for graphics card, CPUs, and oh man, you know, problems. Anyway, I'm gonna build this thing up real fast, and we'll be back This thing is huge. Alright, it's all built. Here we go. The moment of truth. Get them in there. Here we go. Hopefully this does it. I don't even know how many it's going to bring in. Being able to go out of planet and take the ones in the planet. Ooh, can it really bring in 10,000 in one shot? That'd be awesome. Oh, just shy. Just shy of one full load. Anyway, it's going to start. Alright. I don't think this is going to work. I think it's too many. I also got rid of one row over here. Yeah, we'll see. It's starting to make its way down. It's going. It's going. We are going to produce so many gears. It's going. Ooh, can it make it? I don't know. I think we might be out four rows. 4 rows, I think we're too much. Yep. So as fast as they're coming in, 4 rows or at minimum are too much. Oh well. What are you gonna do, right? I mean, we still got the interstellar ones are still on their way. So I mean, we'll get this little boost. You know? Here they come. Here come those interstellar ones. So it should give this little extra boost. Let's see if it makes it. No. Yeah, even if it makes it, I'm noticing this over here. This thing is... Oh, never mind, wrong one. It's that row. Okay, never mind. Yeah, it's not gonna make it. It's getting there, but the 4 rows, that's 4 too many. How many is that in total? Let's see, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. 19 of them. And obviously, like I was thinking, 15 was the magic number. Alright, so it's good to know. 15 is the magic number, which means I could just get rid of these, but I'm going to leave them just because they're there. You know? It's a little bit too much, but I do know I can ditch the 4 at the end, which means I could probably ditch the 4 at the end over here too, and so on. But we have set up the magnetic coils and the gears. We're on our way to rebuilding our factory 2.0, which next thing set up will be the motors, and I'm going to work a little bit off camera on all this stuff just to get it going, because I did say I wasn't going to redo the factory, but I come to learn that that's what this game is. Right? You're just making factories repetitively, and you got to keep making them better and better as you go. So then, like, I plan it over here. It's dwindling down on its resources. I'm trying to completely take out the resources on planets. Like this guy, hopefully, at one point we'll completely demolish it. But this one right here is going to be our component one, right? What do we say? Yeah, components. So this planet's going to be our components. Back on the Earth-like planet, that's where we'll do all of our buildings and whatnot. So we'll have all of our components traveled over to do all of our buildings, and that will be done on this planet. And then, hopefully, once we get that going, you know, that other planet I can clean up, make it look better. We can make it look nicer. Plus, it's a lot more aesthetically pleasing to have all the colors rather than this plain nothing. Yeah. But this will be our component planet. The lava planet is just awkward, so I'm just going to use that as a way to pull all the resources. I'm setting up a bunch of these so that we're just ripping the resources out of it. And then hopefully, after we get all of this rebuilt, we'll have a nice production better than that little rinky-dink thing I had going on the original planet there, the one we landed on, the Earth-like one. So far, we can definitely produce a lot faster, as is right now. This thing is gigantic, and it's starting to kill my frames too. We're running at 45 right now, and not everything is even running. So that's the other problem I want to point out quickly. This thing's already full, right? It's full. I didn't even start the next production. This thing's full. Everything else is full. So it's going so fast that it's full. And once I start doing engines, which will be next, right? Because we made all the components to do the engines, it will pull it out, and all three will be going along with everything for the under tiers, we'll call them, the ingots and whatnot. The tier 1 items that it's going to need to craft up these tier 3 item here. Then, I mean, we're never going to really know what kind of a bottleneck we have until we get to the buildings again. Because that's what happened on the last one, right? I set everything up, so everything was pumping, everything was going great, and then I started setting up all the buildings, and as I did that, it's completely killed my backlog of items, and that's what hurt. But for now, we are good. We have 2 of them set up. I'll keep working on this, but we will get more. Look at that. That's awesome. I do love the visuals to this game. But that's all the time I have for this one. I'm Omniderf. That's that. Don't forget to tune in to see the progression and whatever we're working on next, because I don't even know where we're going to start off on.